Hello, Ram fans, and welcome to another edition of the Softball Ram Roundup. I am joined by head coach Melissa Inouye. Coach, thank you for joining me this week. 4-2 in conference play. Let's get started. 30 games on the road, which is incredible. We'll talk about that in a second. But the last 2 weekends featured 2 road trips at George Washington and at Georgia Mason, taking 2 of 3 in each of those. What do you think of the team's performance in those 2 weekends?
Anytime that you can take the series on the road, I think is important, and especially we have been playing on the road, as you mentioned, 30 games on the road. But, GW is going to be a tough opponent for everyone else in the conference, and we were very close to sweeping them, just a play here, hit there, different ball game. And then this past weekend, was proud of their fight coming back. Game 3 is always a craziness because it's just a matter of whoever has what's left in the tank. But, we were right there, and I was proud to see them come back in that 7th inning, and we put ourselves in a position to sweep as well.
I know a lot of the pre-conference season tournaments add up to a lot of games, but have you ever been a part of something that's been like 30 games on the road without a break coming back home?
On average, I've been a part of about 20 to 22 games, but not so much 30. But it'll be very nice to sleep in our own beds this weekend.
For sure. Jordy Storm, I'll have her on the roundup in a couple minutes. Jordy won Player of the Week, her first career accolade. She's been tremendous over the last few weeks and really upped her game in her senior season. How happy are you for her success, and what do you see from her individually that has led to that success?
As a coaching staff, we're really happy with her, performances so far. I think she's truly taken advantage of all the opportunities she's been given. She's put in some extra time, and honestly, Jordy always puts the ball in play, puts a good swing on good pitches, and walks up to the plate with a lot of confidence. So, really proud for her to get some results, and that our hard work is paying off.
And she's not the only upperclassman that has had that success. A lot of your seniors, your junior, Maddie Augenbaugh at the plate too in this circle, really stepping up. What have you seen from the upperclassmen leaders of your team?
They've all done a good job in leading the team, especially in conference play. They know what it takes to be successful and be on top. And so I think they've really tried to, exude confidence as well as, what does it take in order to take a series, let alone sweep a series. So I think they've done a tremendous job on leading the team in not only their passionate play, but really just their vocalness on the field and their leadership.
As with any season, you're dealing with your own injuries, but that has obviously allowed for your depth to be tested and certain players to step up. What have you seen from some of these depth players in the underclassmen when they step up?
Every season has some kind of adversity, and I think if anything, it brings the team together even stronger than it already is now. And I think it does allow other people an opportunity to step up. And we've had to move some people out of position. We've had some people come off the bench for defensive moves, and then Rachel moving over to first base, and then Molly moving over behind the plate. So all in all, the people that have stepped up into different positions, not so much different positions, it was just out of their starting positions. They've really stepped up and really added, done the best that they can in your positions.
And now, like we just said, finally back at Bohoshi Field after 30 games. All but one of the weekends coming up, I think it was 4 of the next 5, are here at Bohoshi Field in A10 conference play with a couple midweek games against Hofstra as well. How important is that to get home? And then just looking at this weekend in particular against Dayton, a perennial contender in the A10, starting your home portion of your schedule with the Flyers.
It's always important to play at home, let alone, defend your home turf too. So I think it'll be nice to be back here. The girls are pretty comfortable playing here, hearing their certain at-bat music. So hopefully you got that all going. But there is a certain element that when you get to play at home, I think it already brings confidence and comfort. And so we're looking forward to having our fans come out and the families and really getting after it here at the field.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks. Go Rams.
I am now joined by senior second baseman and co-president of Fordham SAC, Jordy Storm. I am personally ecstatic that you are joining me on Ram Roundup. Jordy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm best day ever.
My best day ever.
Okay, well, first of all, Player of the Week, A10 Player of the Week, congratulations, of course.
Thank you.
First question is, how were you feeling when you found out that you had won the award?
I was pretty excited. I was in my room studying, and my roommate actually texted me about it. Ended up calling my mom right away. I did not cry, but I was very excited.
I was praying. I nominated you, and I was praying for like 24 straight hours.
Meant a lot.
I thought you had a great chance. And you've been crushing the ball this senior season. What has been so key to that success?
Honestly, I think it's just being comfortable at the plate and taking a lot of pitches. I know what pitches I want to hit and what pitches I want to take, and it's really just my high school me all over again. Just confident.
There you go. No better time to do it than your senior season. You had a multi-home run game a couple weekends ago. You had 4 home runs, I think, in like 4 days, something like that. Do any of those stand out to you, or does your first career grand slam home run, which was a grand slam in the A10s last year, which one did you like more?
I think the Grand Slam, just because it did happen here at Bahoshi and because all of you guys were here to see it. And it was just, when I hit that Grand Slam, I was not expecting it. I was expecting a walk, maybe a single. So I was like super ecstatic about that one. But the multi-hit one was kind of cool because I was like, already doubled last year.
Something that Matty Shaw has done a couple times as well.
You know, just following my best friend's footsteps. Not a big deal.
That was my previous best day ever when you hit that Grand Slam. Now, here we are today. You're the co-president of SAC. You've been very involved off the field as well. I mean, how difficult is that to juggle your academics, your SAC obligations, and then obviously softball?
You know, it is a lot. Now that we're in season, it is a little stressful, but honestly, as long as you have a good planner and as long as you have ways to de-stress, like hitting a softball really hard, you're fine. And I just drink a lot of coffee and get through it.
I never really thought about that. You can just like get out the anger in practice.
Exactly.
I guess that makes sense.
It's a great anger release, and it's pretty healthy. So, yeah.
And finally, 30 games on the road. We were just talking about this. We are here at Bahoshi right now, and we are going to be here at Bahoshi against Dayton for 3 games this weekend. And for much of the rest of the season, we're going to be here. How good does that feel to finally be back in the Bronx?
It is amazing. Just as amazing as like finally practicing outside and not being locked in Lombardi. And it's just going to be really exciting. We hope a lot of people come out because last year having A10s here was like nothing I've ever played in before. So we're hoping just to have a lot of fans, finally sleep in our beds for a couple weeks and just kick some butt in the A10.
All right. You heard it here, folks. Thank you, Jordy, for joining me. And congrats again on your award.
Thank you. Happy you interviewed.
That'll do it for this edition of the Fordham Softball Ram Roundup. Thank you to head coach Melissa Inouye and Jordy Storm for joining me. The Rams, after 30 games on the road, are back at Bahoshi Field for 15 home games to wrap up the regular season, including this weekend's 3-game series against Dayton, beginning at noon on Saturday doubleheader, and Sunday as well at noon. All 3 games will be seen on ESPN Plus online, and you can listen at WFUV 90.7 FM. Please come out to Bahoshi Field if you can't. Check out FordhamSports.com and at Fordham Softball on Twitter for all the latest updates on the Fordham softball team. Thanks for watching.